Hi there, this is Tommaso Zilio of songwritinglessonsonline.com, and today we're going to talk about what is the first question that you have to ask yourself when you are composing music or writing a song. Now, a lot of people think that writing music is kind of an automatic process. You stand there, you receive the inspiration from high above, and the song just comes out of you and you are just the vehicle for the inspiration. That is actually pretty close to reality, but the point is a vehicle conducting the song from the inspiration to actual reality is not a passive process. You have to put some activity into it. You have to put some of yourself into it, otherwise the song will simply not become reality. And it's important, when inspiration strikes you, to ask yourself a very specific question. Because if you don't ask yourself this specific question, then your song will not come out the right way. It will come out all crooked and it will not express the right things. It will not be good, in short. What is the question you need to ask yourself? The question is this: what do I want to express with this music? It looks like a very simple question. And so, many songwriters completely underestimate that. They think, well, yeah, it's obvious. It's not as obvious, actually. Whenever you have an inspiration, so you're just I don't know, relaxing and an idea strikes you, or in general, when you have an idea for a song, that is great. You should grab this inspiration as soon as you can. And the first thing you should ask yourself is this: okay, what exactly do I want to express with this idea, with this music? And this is the anti-intuitive part, you want to write it down. You want to have an actual piece of blank paper in front of you and a pen and write down everything that you want to express with that song. Which means that if you have a musical idea, you should not immediately rush to your instrument, your guitar, your piano, etc. You should want to take just a moment, and I'm talking about like 20-30 seconds, to write down what this song is all about. Because if you don't do it immediately, you will forget. Trust me on that. I've seen this happening so many times. People are like, yeah, I need to grab a piano because I have this idea and I'm going to forget the idea. No, trust me, that idea is going to stay in your mind. But the feeling that generated that idea and that you want to express will not. Grab a piece of paper and write down, what do you want this song to express? Then go to your instrument, transcribe the melody you have in your mind, or write down the part you want, whatever. But do come back to your piece of paper and the feeling you wrote down. Because later you're going to ask a number of other questions, and those questions and their answers are going to help you put the song together. Say that you are relaxing and suddenly you're there sitting on your couch sipping a coffee, and then suddenly you have this inspiration for a song and you want to tell about this want to compose something about this story of maybe one of your friends had this romance with this girl, and you want to tell all this story about how they got together and maybe they eventually left each other. You want to tell all this story. Write down how you feel. Write down the underlying emotion of the whole song. And then write down your melody. Write down the underlying emotion of the song, and then later you're going to write and transcribe your melody at your instrument. But pay attention here. Once you have the melody, you want to come back to your piece of paper and ask yourself, okay, that's the feeling I want to express. How can I express that feeling? Meaning, Are those feelings expressed better by a fast song or a slow song? By a loud song or a quiet song? What instrument express better this feeling? What sequence of instrument? I mean, am I going to have the electric guitar, say, come in before or after the drums or together? How do I know that? Well, go and see what makes more sense with the feeling you have. Am I going to even use an electric guitar, or am I going to use, I don't know, a string quartet or a whole string orchestra? What is more appropriate? What makes sense to use, given that this is my goal? Expressing this feeling. Now, trust me here, if you didn't write the feeling down at the very beginning, you're gonna forget it, because you're gonna have a lot of ideas, and a good 70% of those ideas are simply not appropriate to express that feeling. So you are gonna change your mind about what the song is about. You're gonna think, hey, it would be cool to put a brass section in there, but hey, this song was about a very intimate feeling, but now you want a very loud brass section in there. Well, it's not really appropriate. Or, but it could be appropriate in some situation, but let's say in this case it's not appropriate. And then you're gonna fall in love with the brass section and forget that the song was about a very intimate feeling. And when you do this, the song cannot grow, it's not gonna materialize properly, because you get distracted by all those ideas which may be in contradiction with each other. While if you write down what the song is all about at the beginning, you're gonna stay focused on that specific goal. And once you make your musical choices, all of them are gonna be perfectly coherent with the specific emotion you want to express, and so no wonder your song will gonna come up much more powerful, because every single element in this song is gonna be measured if it's regarding its coherency with this specific goal of expression. Every single element in the song is gonna express that feeling, and this kind of focus that all the elements express the same feeling is gonna come across as a very powerful and touching song. While if you just sit down, transcribe the melody, and never think about what is the main feeling you want to express, the song is simply not going to come out as powerful, because some elements are going to take the listener in different direction, and the whole song will be confused. So, this is the first question you have to ask yourself. Every time you get an inspiration, just ask yourself, what do I want to express with this song? And invest the first 20 or 30 seconds, it's very short, to write down this feeling on paper. And then start working on your song. And everything you put in the song should be measured against this feeling. You follow this, and you'll see that your songs will get way better in a very short time. Until next time, enjoy.